3, 2, 1, action.
Welcome to Book Thots, brand lifestyle podcast. We are thoughts for books, and these are our thoughts on books. I'm Adriana.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Jenna.
3 sisters stripping down one book at a time. Today, we will be reviewing chapters 8 through 14 for part 2 of our 10-week journey through Heat of the Everflame, the third book in the Kindred's Curse saga.
Before we jump in, we do have a content warning. Today's podcast is rated mature. We are Book Thots after all, so we are going to be using adult language and talking about adult topics. Please pay attention to who may be listening near you. Additionally, this episode will include spoilers for all 3 current books. Each episode will focus on specific chapters, but our conversation will include the entire series. So if you haven't read it, today's episode is not for you. Lastly, I'm just going to apologize. Me and Emily are going to say things incorrectly at all times, no matter what, no matter how many times Adriana corrects us. Now, Emily will be leading the episode, so let's
strip it down, girl. Strip it down. Also, did you get what I was doing with the closed laptop?
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't we have one of those?
We should. I bet you on Amazon that's cheap, but
Our little
Jenna kind of looked at me at first like, why is she showing her laptop? So
Well, yeah, no, I didn't understand the facing of the laptop towards the computer, but when you snapped it, I clued in.
Yeah, I didn't think it
I
had the
made
same
it.
effect if it was faced towards me. Like it needed to be like, in
Yeah.
production. Although in production, wouldn't you have it like really close to the camera so they could see like scene 87,
Yeah, we should
Take
walk up
20.
and put it in front and then go.
like a Book Thots themed one?
It's so they can see
Stickers.
the take that
Yeah.
they need, like for you when
Yeah.
you edit.
Okay, every 6 minutes we'll set a timer and run up there with that because for some reason our camera only records at 6-minute increments.
What do you
God,
mean?
that sounds really fun for the editor.
Yeah.
So
God.
you have to piece together what happens after a 6-minute
It's
portion?
continuous. It's just 6-minute clips. So I just drag the
Mm.
next clip. Would it be easier to have one total clip? Yeah. Why this camera doesn't do this, I have no clue.
It's literally, I got it because it's 4 videos too, is the thing.
We need donations on our GoFundMe page so that we can upgrade our camera.
What if
I did-
anyone has a Lumix? I don't know what model that
It's
is.
I don't
a,
either.
I think it's a G6, baby.
Oh, feeling so fly like a G6.
It's just a Lumix G, I think. But yeah, I literally researched and it was like, if you're going to try and do content, that you should get this.
Okay. Chapter 8. Diem is slowly, oh so slowly, rowing away from the shore of Arboros as she is lost in her thoughts of imagining her reunions when she gets back to Lumnos and a memory of learning to sail with her father. But then there is a sudden, odd shift of the wind and Diem is headed back to shore. After several attempts to fight it, she sits and wonders if there is some supernatural force telling her to splash. She has now, without warning, been dumped out of the dinghy. Stunned by the cold... The dinghy!
The dinghy!
The dinghy! You can't not say that with an
You
accent.
couldn't say it.
The dingo ate my baby. What is that from? Is that just a saying?
I think people just say it.
Okay. Anyways, back to it. We can't get distracted this early on.
But dinghy makes me think of Pirates of the Caribbean. How do you say it?
Pirates of the
I
Caribbean.
say the Caribbean.
I say the
But
you
at the
can say
ride
it
at Disney
however
World
you
is the
want.
Pirates of the Caribbean, isn't it?
It probably is. But
I say Caribbean.
I say Caribbean.
There's got to be like
No,
a
wait.
correct
Do
way.
I say that?
You just said you said.
She
Why
went
doesn't it sound right? Hold on.
Caribbean? Because you say the Caribbean, but is it Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribbean?
I say Caribbean because I'm from Oklahoma.
You
Yeah.
distracted me. Now I don't even know how I say
Pirates
it.
of the Caribbean. Yeah. Wait, I don't know if that helps.
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
But is that Caribbean?
If you say it all quickly, like you're supposed to.
Or looking at how to pronounce these names, I always need to say more interesting and often confusing names, some of the most mispronounced ones too, including movie names, so make sure to stay tuned. For
I will.
those,
Oh, stay
how do you
tuned.
say it? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Pirates.
And
Of
you
the
have to say it that
Caribbean.
slowly. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates.
It sounds like
Look at
Wallace.
Adriana,
I'm done.
She's
Just like
giving
done.
up.
Wallace and Gromit is what Pirates of the Caribbean, I heard. The Django ain't my baby, all
Put
time.
your head between your legs and kiss your butt goodbye.
All right. Splash. She has now, without warning, been dumped out of the dinghy. Stunned by the cold water, she drags the boat to shore and tries to come up with a different game plan. After all, taking the boat was going to be a risk anyways, so there has to be a better option. Maybe Diem could wait until the Guardians' camp moved, and by then her flame route will have worn off to call for Sarai. But would she be putting Sarai in the path of the Godstone Bolt? Before she could decide, Diem hears voices approaching. Guardians know she has escaped and are hunting her down, dead or alive. Diem needs to get out of here fast. The new plan? Go back to the camp and steal a horse while they're distracted trying to find her. Approaching where they keep the horses, she realizes she'll need a blade to cut one free, but since there is a guardian guarding the horses, she will have to look in the tents. She passes the makeshift infirmary where she hears pained cries and sees Vance, now with basically one arm since the other one was basically singed off. She would always blame herself for those injuries, even if she couldn't do anything to stop it. And the harsh reality was, so would they. Stealing a hooded cape, she actually starts to blend in at the camp, but takes a risk of listening in to the commotion happening at the center fire. Dell is about to make an announcement that is more important than Diem's escape. Before she hears anything else, Diem ducks into another tent and finds a sword. Then a familiar voice carries to her ears. Luther! Luther is demanding to know where his queen is. Diem loses any plan she previously had and is called to the voice just as she is snatched from behind. Like a feral cat, she tries to get free, but nothing works against his unmoving body. Finally, she gives up as the words, "Blessed kindred, Queenie, you sure do know how to put up a fight," are whispered. Oh, they're whispered. "Blessed kindred, Queenie, you show how to put up a fight." I'm still stuck on Wallace and Gromit. Also, the kindred are British. Anyways, that's whispered in her ear, and Taryn is here.
Darren, who we all
So
picture as this
hot.
giant barbarian man. He's this tiny.
He has to have that voice. "Hi, Queenie.
Queenie.
Blessed kindred, Queenie. You sure do know how to put up a fight." But it's whispered. I don't know how to whisper that voice.
Blessed kindred, Queenie.
Blessed kindred, Queenie. You know how to put up a fight.
I'm a tiny 12-year-old starved boy.
Okay, let's
In an
see.
attic.
Stumble through that, and then your like quick narration of how it all just came together was perfect.
I would like to hear how you think Taryn sounds.
It's dark and rumbly, and I can't do it.
It's dark and rumbly.
That's not his
When he's whispering, that's exactly what I was picturing.
Okay, I only have 2 questions for this chapter. This was a lot of these chapters are actually pretty short. Nothing really happens. So,
Oh, really? Because I'm so jealous you got these action-packed ones as opposed to my 1 through 7 that
Hey,
nothing happened.
but it still was a good episode. So, chapter 8 questions. What's with the wind? Who do you think is behind it? There was a part of me after reading the later chapters, I was like, was Alix like somehow like invisible in the water and
she's like what is that Pokemon that goes in the water?
Squirtle?
No, it's Eevee. It's an Eevee evolution.
I'm
I
not
can't
gonna
think of it.
Vaporeon?
Yes, Vaporeon. She's Vaporeon. She gets in the water. No, later it made me think when Luther got all excited that it was Mother Lunos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I assumed.
Mother Lunos is obviously looking out for Diem. I think that's the only option. Or maybe all the gods are. Maybe it's kind of like other books we've read where all the gods have chosen this one person to try to do everything.
I mean, they have because she continually inherits their crowns.
That's true.
So I just thought that it was Mother Lunos when Luther got all excited.
Take away the fact she runs into Taryn and Luther.
Mhm.
Do you think she followed the best plan to escape? Like, would you have kept trying to get in the boat and to sail away? Because, like, before the boat's even coming back to shore, it's like her thinking out how long this is going to take, the risk of going to shore, just
It's stupid.
all this stuff. I'm like, maybe.
Maybe you were set up for failure so they could fire a flaming arrow
Yeah.
into your boat.
I'm thinking that Dell was like either overestimated her kindred abilities. She's like, oh, when the flame root wears off, she'll be able to row like a madman.
Probably.
I mean, she would, though. She could have just, like, commanded the waters to part.
That's true. Could she
So,
have?
wow.
Does she have water abilities?
Emily, I made that up. I
Maybe
don't
she could have
know.
called on her Pokemon friend.
Yeah, Aquarion. That's the only, I know it's Vaporeon, but I keep thinking Aquarion in my head.
Well,
That's this version.
Yes, this Aquarion is in the Kindred Curse saga.
I also feel like DM needs to be a little gentle with herself, and that she like passes that makeshift infirmary and she's like, I'll never forgive myself for the injuries.
Yeah.
But she even says, even though there was nothing that I could do,
Mhm.
I'll never forgive myself. I'm like, girl, what?
I mean, it's in later chapters, but it's when she's alone with Luther and she's like, why can't I take all the blame on me? I know you did. And he goes, well, yeah. And it turned me into a shell of a man that was
Yeah.
just angry. And I'm not going to watch you do that to yourself. And I was like, thank God.
I think it's a great reminder that sometimes forgiveness starts with yourself.
Yeah. Like the little Mr. Rogers clip that they put
Mhm.
up recently. So precious. I think it was dumb for her to get on the boat in the first place.
Yes.
I don't know what else she would have done except maybe just hide out as a fellow guardian as they moved around and then planned to escape that way. But obviously no way Mother Dell was going to let that happen.
Yeah.
I think I would have done something different, but I'm not. I mean, I would have found another avenue than only the boat, because the boat was definitely taking me back.
Well, I am glad that she wasn't super hard-headed like I probably would have been. Like, oh, this was my, like, this is how I'm going to escape, so I'm going to make it work and just continued to fight the
no,
water.
that would
She
have drove
might
me
have.
insane.
She might have kept doing that if she hadn't been dumped completely out.
Yeah.
It was like a Moana moment.
Yeah.
Where she keeps coming back. I love that.
Chapter 9. Taryn is here. It's a short-lived, joyous reunion since Luther basically just turned himself over to the Guardians to find Diem. Time to move on to Plan F, and quickly, because Luther is tied up and surrounded at the moment by Godstone weapons. Taryn reassures Diem that they aren't alone and points to the edge of the woods where she sees Elix. Now they just need to get to Elix without being noticed. They need a distraction. What better distraction than bombs? But they would need something to light the bombs. Diem is still drugged by the flame root, which I'd like to know is news to Taryn that their magic can be nullified. And Taryn lost his magic when they crossed the border. Or did he? So they settle on lighting a torch from one of the fires on the outskirt of camp. This plan is short-lived when Diem discovers they've all been put out for the night. She will have to light a torch from the center fire unnoticed, aka where everyone currently is watching the new captive and Dell talk. To make things worse, Diem is understandably having a bit of PTSD when she is getting close to the fire. You know, reminding her of the night of the armory fire where she should have burned to death. Nevertheless, she pushes onward, and just as she is stoking a stick, she makes eye contact with Luther. No words are physically spoken, but Luther and Diem communicate in a language of their own. Luther then roars into the night, which freaks out the Guardians, but it is a welcome distraction for Diem to escape with the torch. Diem is now approaching where they keep the bombs and sees Taryn when a mortal steps in front of her, asking what she is doing with the torch so close to the bombs, and that's his sword. Taryn grabs the man from behind and keeps him muffled while Diem grabs 2 bombs from the large pile and runs back towards camp, but away from the tents where children sleep. She lights one fuse and a woman sees her and starts yelling back towards camp, "Bomb! She's got a bomb!" So Diem does the same and is quickly rocked to the ground when the bomb goes off. Now the camp is in complete chaos, while Dell is shouting orders. Diem is looking for Luther amongst it all and finally catches the sight of him being dragged away by Guardians. Diem runs towards the fire and lights the second fuse. Just before throwing it towards the trees, she makes eye contact with Dell. Dell says don't, but the fuse has already been lit. Diem chucks it towards the tree line. I know that we've discussed that the Guardians aren't really the brightest from the get-go, but also one person to guard the large stockpile of bombs seems like an oversight.
When we know that their main enemy who they've been holding captive is loose in the camp. Like, yeah, let's just put one guy on the bombs.
Well, I feel like
without his sword.
yeah, he forgot his
Yes.
sword in the. Hey, that's my sword. What are you armed with right now?
What's going on?
Were the bombs here to protect you? Like, were you just gonna light it yourself if things go south?
Okay, guys, I'm taking us all out. Here we go.
Even though there's chaos, I know she's on the run. They have a new captive. Everyone's kind of crazy. It just seems like we should have said, hey, we're going to put 2 to 4 people on the bombs at all times. No excuses.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell Dell how to lead, but
Like, that should have been like the cornucopia in the Hunger Games.
that's exactly what I picture too, because she's like, it looks like different vials. It just looks like potions and tricks aplenty.
It just made me mad at the mom again because, like, she's probably the one coming up with how to make the bombs.
Why do you say that?
Because she knows, like, all about the potions and how to, like, or healing potions and how to mix things to make them do different stuff. So it would make sense to me that she knows how to mix things to make bombs, right?
Maybe.
Maybe
I
not.
don't know if health potions. I don't know if health potions correlates to bombs.
Well, I just mean she's, like, working with
Yeah.
different things.
I picture just
ingredients.
like literally I picture like a black ball with a fuse for some of the bombs.
That's what I always picture.
And then for some of it I picture in Game of Thrones there's like this green slush that can destroy anything it touches. And so I kind of picture like in some of the glass there's like glass little scientific containers, and in that is like the green slush that if you threw it would explode.
I think they're kind of like pipe bombs or something.
Yeah.
The way she described it. I don't know.
Those
It was
Guardians.
not what I was picturing, though. I was picturing very rudimentary, like,
Yeah.
cannon bombs.
Either way, they're not guarded
No.
appropriately.
They're true. Guardians aren't guarding.
It does kind of say something, though, that he even realized she had a lit torch going towards them, though.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually surprising to me
That
when
he noticed that?
Yes, it was like, why are you taking fire near the bombs?
Yeah. I'm not even allowed to smoke here. Do you think Dell is instantly just thinking that DM is being a traitor? Or do you think she's like, well, she was kind of panicked about this descended guy, so she's obviously coming back for him?
I think Dell truly understands where DM's coming from because she feels the same way, but she also has made herself a leader in this. Like, it's explained. She's like, even if I wanted to help you, I can't.
Yeah, my
or
hands are
they're
tied.
gonna kill me. Like, these people want
Blood.
a rebellion.
Okay, and why do you think Taryn didn't know about the flame root? Or, I mean, I asked this question before I later read that even Luther didn't know about the flame root. So it just seems weird to me that they didn't have any idea that their magic could be nullified. I would always think and assume, I would err on the side of there's probably something out there that can make my magic not work.
Yeah.
But only King Fortos has control over the flame root. He Fortos in. And
I'm wearing a Four-Toes bracelet right now from, what was it called that we went to?
Enchanticon.
Enchanticon. Who I can't remember who gave it to us, but if you're listening, shout out to you.
I
love the bracelets.
I have Montios.
Four-Toes is better.
No. What was I? Oh, I just think it's so heavily guarded as a secret that nobody knows except for Fortos and then that lady that had it in a cage.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Like a
Oh,
parrot.
she was a
Yeah.
bitch too.
She was a bitch.
She like
But she
had
seemed
the
to-
flame root showcased, and then when DM asked me about it, she's like, why are you asking about
Oh, my
that?
precious pet. Don't look at it.
I know it's lit up and there are signs towards it, but ignore it.
Neon.
You would have that in a cage in the very back in a dark room, not on
Yeah.
shelf 1.
It's literally by the bell that you ring for
Yes.
service.
With a sign that says don't
Don't
ask.
ask.
Don't ask. I just think it's a heavily guarded secret that nobody knows about. And I want to know how What's Her Head learned about it. Although she did
The
work in
mom.
Fortos.
I think
so.
because flame root is something to do with like the old gods. It's been there forever.
Mhm.
So I think, and she knows a lot about the old gods, a lot of history.
What if she's a descendant of mortal royalty? And that's how she knows all about it.
What
Oh,
if
before
she...
they no longer before the descended took over.
Millions of years ago or however long. Has
I
And
don't
it's
know
just
if
been
she-
passed down in a book.
She's a descended mortal. What's that?
I just meant that she's relative. I didn't mean like
Well, technically, wouldn't they all be relatives to the descended mortals? Because they got together
No,
and made babies and made all of
I
them?
didn't mean descended in the way of the magic. I meant just descendant
Oh.
Yeah, like a descendant.
of the royal mortals who we think could possibly have some kind of...
It's not out there. She knows a lot of history.
And they all have brown eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's no brown-eyed king. Okay.
What?
I don't know. There's always, like, the region always has different eye colors, and theirs is brown.
Well, all the
But
mortals ever
they're-
have brown eyes.
I know, but
They're descended.
No.
I'm just saying, like, each region has its own eye color, and they all have that eye color. They all have blue. They all have purple. They all have yellow. So it's like the mortals all have brown, but where's their realm?
The whole circle is their realm.
But it shouldn't be.
Before it got split up.
I don't know. There's
That's
just
what I think.
things are happening. There's cogs turning, and I can't say it correctly, but it's
We'll
out
wait till
there.
it's fan theories, and then you'll go off. Just let those cogs keep turning.
I won't remember.
Oil those suckers. Chapter 10. Diem finally makes it to Luther after the second explosion and cuts him free. Luther wastes no time and brings Diem in for a kiss, a passionate, awesome kiss. But an arrow flies, accompanied by a leaks, reminding them their reunion will have to wait. They needed to get to the horses. Surrounded by chaos and fighting their way through, the reality of the situation struck Diem. She does not want to hurt the mortals, but will do so to defend her descended family. Diem asks Del to make them back down, but she knows it's a useless request. Del can't stop their bloodthirst for revenge. All of these realities are raining down on Diem as a group tries to attack Luther, one with a godstone sword. Without thinking, she jumps on top of the Guardian and they roll to the ground. Diem looks up to see the Guardian's blood is oozing out onto Diem from her sword. Diem killed a mortal. To make things worse, Terran slings a bomb right into the main campfire, sending wood as arrows towards the mortals. Screams from the injured and frightened children echo throughout the camp. Diem doesn't have the time to weigh the cost of the night. Terran shows up with one horse since the others were spooked, and Luther tries to convince Alix and Diem to ride away on it, while him and Terran follow on foot. In no world was that happening, so they decide to go on foot and stick together. Chased by the Guardians close behind them, arrows ever so often soaring past them. After hours or minutes, the steps that follow them thinned out, and finally Alix drags them into the hollow of a tree to wait to see if they're still being followed. In the silence, Diem scans Luther for injuries and finally asks if he had any injuries from the Godstone. He hesitates and then says no. He asks if she is hurt and she says no. They share a warm moment and the inside of this log is heating up. Then the conversation turns into how Teller is doing and that Luther wanted to give Arlie a chance to tell Diem the truth about the Guardians and he's sorry from keeping things from her, etc. Diem realizes that she's also kept things from Luther. With Alix and Terran close by, she decides this isn't the time to share every secret. That time will come, though. Secret keeping is over. I put he hesitates in all caps because I was like, is this when he gets hurt? But it's later.
It is later, but also I was thinking the same thing. That's why I wouldn't highlight it because I was like, oh God, it's happening.
Something, I don't know if it's a lack of an imagination or what, but just anytime a book says he growled, I cannot picture anything other than an actual growl because it says, that's kind of what I picture. There's a part that says he growled as his hands fell free, a vicious predator uncaged at last.
I think it's just like yelling, just like with the...
Yeah.
Adriana.
Adriana, let's hear your best growl.
She's like, you guys are fucking nuts right now.
I don't have anything to...
That wouldn't be a vicious predator encaged at last. Actually, it would. The small dogs are the ones that will get you. They're the ones that will eat you if you die at home.
They have no fear. No, that's cats. Dogs.
No, little Pomeranians
dogs
will do it too.
No, I don't know.
No, the cats, it's like 10 out of 10 times, no matter the breed. Dogs, it's like the tiny little small ones will eat you if you die with them.
I don't believe you.
The kind that you have, actually.
No.
Now that I think of
No,
it,
Foxy doesn't have enough teeth to do it. It's fine.
she'd make it work. She'd lick you raw.
She would make you work.
Is that why
down
she
to the
licks-
bone. She's practicing. She's waiting. Okay. I actually really feel for DM in this chapter. I was actually not getting
shit.
emotional, but I kind of was getting emotional because it feels like she totally betrayed herself having to kill a mortal.
That, and then when she was kind of worried about what Taryn, like his implications of throwing that bomb without kind of hesitation.
Yeah.
But
To get
I mean,
away.
at the same time,
Taryn,
like
though,
she said, she
doesn't-
couldn't do anything about it.
Taryn's not the mastermind. We all know
No.
that. So I kind of picture like he didn't think about the
No.
bomb making it worse.
Yeah.
I think he's like, oh, this will distract them. Boop.
Right.
Well, yeah, he is literally just in escape mode. Like, get Alix, get Luther, get DM, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has no forethought to what he's doing, which is highlighted in the first chapter when she
Yeah.
gets rescued with him. He's
What-
like, I don't know, but Alix is here.
I'm just along for the ride. Why'd you say,
I say
oh, shit?
because it made me so happy when Luther saw Diem by the campfire and he's like in chains and everything. And then he goes, "Rah," and like freaks out to like cause the distraction. I literally was like smiling from ear to ear when I read that because I was like, that is the most awesome thing.
And what a great distraction because the mortals already fear him heavily. So they're like, what the?
What is he doing?
Is he about to, what's it called? Shapeshift. Is he about to shapeshift?
Maybe. I'm sorry. I just had to go back because that was one of my favorite parts. I chuckled a lot in these.
And I do have, is this where Luther gets injured or is that later? We just talked about that. I just couldn't remember if this was it, but this is not it.
Mm-mm.
I feel like in this log, it's instant heat again. Them like rekindling. They're right back where they left off, like they never left. And now we know that Diem is no longer in denial of her love for Luther. So the heat is heating
It's
up.
It's heat.
It's hot,
It's getting
hot in this little log.
here.
which I imagine logs get humid.
And
so,
she's freezing right now.
yeah. I don't
It's-
know. Are
It
there
was so
dry
hard.
logs?
It was so hard for me to picture this tree log thing that they're like
Does
camped
the
out
log
in.
grow? Because like at first she's like, I picture them like when you're a kid and you're in the ditch, one of those drain pipes, and you're playing in it and you're like crunched up because it's like a little playhouse slide or something. That's how I picture it. But then later there's like room to sprawl out and sleep.
So what I'm picturing is like a tree that's hollowed out, but its roots are still in the ground, and it's like a cave.
Oh, I'm picturing anytime I hear log,
one falling
it's on,
over.
yeah, it's on the ground. It's on the side.
I don't know how big this tree has to be
I'm-
though, because they like section it off into different rooms, and I'm like, okay,
They build a family.
like all I'm picturing is about the size of room we're in. When I think of a hollowed out tree that they're gonna camp
What
out in.
hollow out trees have you been inside? I've never seen a hollow out tree this big.
No, for it to work,
Oh,
it
yeah.
has to be this big. And then when they talk about like they're in different parts of it, I'm like, what world
This is
are
the kitchen.
I think
This is-
when I read it the first time, I thought it was a fallen tree
I
That
picture
makes
because
probably
because
more
they could
sense.
move from one end to another.
and
almost.
and they said like it's kind of like hidden by the rocks and the moss and stuff. So I'm picturing like a fallen tree, and then the moss is kind of like covering the tree a little bit.
It makes
so-
much more sense the way you guys are saying it.
no, standing upright also makes sense. Those
Not really.
those are like safety hazards because lightning strikes them and they catch fire. That's all I got.
Well, we know that Jenna's not very good at imagery when she reads.
No, there's only one time you've been just awful, and that's when you picture a sea monster, and the
killer
only thing you got
whale.
is an orca.
The killer whale.
Not even like half dragon, just an orca.
No, like a mutated
Like going to
one.
SeaWorld.
No, it was
Orcas already are a
mutated.
mutation of whales.
It was like a little extra, like monstery.
What, did it have red eyes?
Yeah. Yes,
And
and
it's
like
oh,
fang teeth, which they probably actually
yeah.
do have.
don't they have just like
Probably.
thousands of teeth?
Mm,
How many
maybe.
teeth does an orca have? Sharks have thousands, right?
Do orcas actually have teeth, or are they like all other whale that have baleen?
No, they definitely have teeth.
Yeah.
Teeth. I mean, that's probably where they get their name.
killer whale from their teeth. An
No.
orca has between 40 and 56 interlocking conical teeth that are used for gripping and tearing prey, not chewing.
The gripping and
So
the tearing.
each tooth can be around 3 to 4 inches long and is not replaced if it gets damaged. Oh, that's not good.
That's not good.
One bad bite, you're done. Looks this picture of their teeth. If there's a ocean dentist.
Okay.
Don't look up pictures of orca teeth.
Or
Does look like a strong snap, though. I can see where the tearing and the pulling
the
comes
gripping,
in.
the gripping and the tearing.
And the gripping and the tearing.
Yeah, those are pretty sharp and pointy.
I wonder if orcas are kind of like crocodiles or alligators, where if you get their mouth shut, you jump on top of them, and if you keep them closed, they don't have a very good open. They just have a good close.
Well, they don't have the same shape. Like, how would you? Their head's so massive. How would
This
you
is
get
only in
around
the
it?
case of a baby orca.
Okay.
If you find yourself in the wild with a baby orca, jump on top, shut the mouth. They can't open them well.
They're not aggressive. No.
So vicious.
They are kind of aggressive sometimes.
In captivity,
Yeah.
maybe.
So you've fallen in at SeaWorld and you don't know what to do and you're with the baby
Hope
orcas?
to God it's a baby.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay, well, that was a huge detour. I'm sorry. The
Yeah.
log is definitely over on the ground, not standing up, if anybody else had trouble picturing.
Chapter 11. Back in the log shanty, Aleek's Terran Luther...
The log shanty.
The log shanty. Chapter 11. Back in the log shanty, Aleek's Terran, Luther, and Diem are waiting to hear any sound of the guardians outside. After not hearing anything for some time, Aleek's checks to see if there is a sign of the mortals. She comes back minutes later, and they decide they must have given up or regrouped to come back the next day. Some discussion takes place, but the four decide to rest for the night, with Aleek's taking watch outside the log shanty first. Diem takes a moment to thank Aleek's for coming to her rescue, and Aleek's assures her that she is honored to serve a queen like Diem, and even pays her belated father a compliment. Aww. Diem, of course, gets choked up by this, so she quickly changes the subject to how silly it was of her to want to protect the mortals that were trying to kill them as they fled. Aleek's surprisingly says that she actually agrees with Diem. Aleek's has been thinking about the tour she went on with Diem and Terran of Moral City and how she realized she let down the mortals. She turned a blind eye and people suffered because of it. Diem shows her some tough love and tells Aleek's that her apologies and shame won't help the mortals. They need action. That's exactly what Aleek's is already thinking. She wants to integrate the royal guard. Mortals should be in charge of policing and protecting their own city. Aleek's knows there will be pushback from the Descended, but it will be worth it. Diem admits it's a good idea, and Aleek's thanks Diem and calls her Your Majesty, even after Diem has asked Aleek's to just call her Diem. Now it's time for Aleek's to show some tough love. Aleek's tells Diem that she needs to wield her royal title more. Those that don't like Diem will still have to respect her title because she has earned it, despite what Diem herself might think. Diem thanks Aleek's for her advice and heads back to the hollow log where Luther is waiting. It doesn't take Luther long to notice that Diem is basically hypothermic because what doesn't Luther notice? Diem looks down at her freezing clothes from not only falling in the water, but from blood. Mortal's blood. The blood she spilled earlier. She kind of crashes out at this. Luther takes her in and tells her the war has already started and the harsh reality is people will die, even at her feet. She cannot carry on if she carries that weight with her. He reassures her even more, then gently takes off her sopping wet clothes, a beyond romantic gesture even from Luther, stripping off his clothes to give to her as he takes Terran's cloak. Diem falls asleep wrapped up in Luther's arms, feeling warm, safe, and content for the first time since her coronation.
Yay! Happy, warm, and fuzzy at the end of this chapter.
Well, there's something so tender about this moment with Luther and Diem. Just how he cares for her, notices her, even asks for permission to, proceed with taking care of her.
Ugh, that was this the chapter where he was like, "Can I touch you?" and she wouldn't answer, or is that later on?
Well, it happens here, too, because he's like, I don't know if it's, can I touch you, but He does say maybe, "Can I hold you?" But also, "Can I take off like, can I
Yeah.
help you take off your clothes?
Yes.
Can I don't
But
know.
there was a point when she was like so like shocked, and he's like, "Can I touch you?" And
Yeah,
she can't make herself answer. And then
Yeah.
he goes, "Let me touch you." And she's able to nod, and then he grabs her face.
I think
and
it
it's
is this
just-
because she's so disgusted at herself for killing the mortal.
Yeah. I do like that he brings up when she says, "I don't want people to die because of me." And he's like, "Okay, I'm going to be gentle, but I am going to give you a reality check.
Yeah.
That's what this is going to be.
It's what
People are
she-
going to die because of you. They're going to die for you, and they're going to die from your hand.
And you keep dreading the future, but the future is now. It's here. The war's begun.
We can't stop it because this is just
The ball's rolling. The log's rolling.
the log."
Do you think Diem was harsh on Alix here? I felt like, for me, as I was rereading it, it felt like such a great moment between Alix and her, and then all of a sudden Diem's like, "No, don't say you're sorry. Like, the mortals don't want your apologies."
I thought it was perfect for the way that Alik's character processes things.
That's true.
In the way that she's a soldier, and that Diem even kind of explains why she took that approach, I think, is like because she thinks like a soldier, and Diem knows how soldiers think, she's just up front with her.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was too harsh for her character.
This
For Diem's character, I think it would have been too much.
this moment makes me like Alix again. I don't remember why I was mad at her from reading this book, but I hope I don't ever remember.
Because you think she betrays her. But I also
do.
think that what Luther was trying to remind her is kind of what she sees in that vision. With all the bodies surrounding, like, war is going to take its toll no matter what, with people willingly wanting to fight for you, with you, or the casualties that come with it.
I agree, because the same verbiage keeps being used. Bodies
Yeah.
at my feet. Bodies at my feet.
Mhm.
Is over and over. And they're just like really,
You're really pushing the bodies at the feet.
yeah.
I don't think we've gotten to the
Let the bodies at the floor.
Yes.
What were you gonna say, Adriana?
I don't think we've gotten to that part of the book where we think she could potentially have.
Yeah. I'm pretty
It's
sure
later on.
it is later on. The part where you think,
Oh no, yeah,
Alix
that's like
betrays her,
that's
yeah.
like chapter second to last.
Yeah, it's like towards the end.
I don't know how many
At the
chapters in
end.
this book. The end of the book. It's not the beginning.
Okay, so you know how you said you got emotional with Diem and like her being hard on herself? I got emotional with Alix and her thought process about things when I was reading this too.
This chapter or the chapter that Taryn gets hurt?
No, this chapter.
Okay.
That I'm emotional a lot in this, but this one with Alix when she's like saying how she knows she should have done more, and then that she's already put a plan into motion and stuff. I was just like, yes,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
I think it's also why she's so respective of Diem's late father, because she realizes the sacrifice and fight he made for both sides still too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think she wants to be that kind of leader.
And I love that Taryn is just sleeping through all of this. Like, that's just so perfect for his
It is
character.
so him.
Right. Chapter 12.
Lego.
Lego means rewind. Gunshot means forward. Now you rewind. I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies. Drake.
We're singing.
Got a
this-
lot of people trying to drain me of this energy to try to take away. Can't say that word. There's a lot of words in there I can't say. Okay. Chapter 12. Diem awakes to the Drake song that I just sang.
That's her alarm clock.
Okay, chapter 12. Diem awakes to the bickering of Alix and Taryn. Still wrapped in Luther's arms, she realizes that they let her sleep through her watch shift. Luther, awake already, assures her that Taryn and Alix let them both sleep through their shift. I guess both of them did kind of need the sleep between torture and all. The bickering outside continues, but before putting them out of their misery, Diem takes this last opportunity alone with Luther to ask about her mom. So Luther begins to tell her everything. Long story short, he knew Diem's mom was a great healer and that she was the leader of the Guardians. He used this to his advantage. Aurelie helped him hide the half-mortal children. Then she used blackmail to have Luther help her with her chores. Side note, Luther mentions that he wonders if his uncle Ulther knew he was a half-breed, and that's exactly why he made him keeper of the laws. Anyways, he didn't mind it since things weren't violent with the Guardians with Diem's mom in command. Interesting. Diem asks Luther if Arlie ever mentioned her, and he says only once, and it was a threat to stay away from Diem. He just figured that Diem would have found him irresistible and would want to sleep with him. Not all of that is a lie.
Nope.
Now Diem wants to know how he got Arlie to the island. With the Keen being sick, Luther was sent in his place with a vial of his blood for Forging Day. Arlie discovered this and insisted she needed to go. Did she poison the Keen? Luther had no idea the plan she made with the Guardians. He would have never agreed to that. Diem takes this moment to admit her involvement with the Guardians to Luther, and the only person shocked to know he already knew was, in fact, Denial Diem. She may be a cognizant queen now, but she still has relapses from time to time. She takes the moment to admit she thought she would be helping. She didn't know how far the rebel group would go, how far Vance would go. Wait, Vance? Vance has her blood. They need to get back. He's going to use it to attack the castle. But before Diem spirals too much, Luther reassures her that the blood has to be willingly given for it to work. Well, it most certainly was not. Luther asks what Diem knows about Vance, and she admits he is dangerous and willing to die for his cause. But despite everything he's done, does she want him dead? She doesn't know. Diem is a better woman than me. Diem apologizes for being so weak, but Luther says, "Don't you dare mistake compassion for lack of courage," he growled. "Urgh. Anyone can slaughter their enemies. Hate is easy. It's mercy that requires the greater strength." He ends his speech with a kiss and a promise that he is with Diem until the very end. Now in comes Taryn, interrupting a moment as always with sexual jokes, but at least this time he has a gift. Diem's dry clothes that are also cleaned thanks to a leak in Taryn. Taryn leaves and Diem undresses from Luther's clothes to put on her own. To break the silence, she mentions that their first night together won't be much since Luther has already seen her naked multiple times. He says, "Diem, when you and I finally get a night alone together, looking will be the least of what I do to you." We're counting on it, Luther. The four agree it's best to stay in the log shanty for the rest of the day to see what they might see from the Guardians. Thus, Diem gives the three descended a lesson called "The Forest Always Provides." She teaches them to fish, find eggs, pick berries, etc., ending the lesson with a how-to on building a fire. Diem is shocked they really don't know any survival skills, even with that descended education. Ashamed, they admit they always had plenty of supplies, and if they didn't, well, there was a law that allowed them to take it from the nearest mortal. Another reminder why Diem can sympathize with the Guardians, but also another reminder for what Diem is fighting so hard to change. Am I Kane Alter's biggest fan? Because I don't know. He planted some seeds. I feel like he did what he could in the moment that he had.
I don't know why, and I know this is just like really off the wall, but I started thinking, what if he like asked to be drugged with the flame root to like dull the pain?
I thought about, or just asked Arlie to end it.
Yeah.
Like he was working with Arlie for everything.
That's what I was like. What if it was too painful to be away from his mate anymore and he just wanted it to be over?
The only thing is I don't think he would have confessed to Arlie if he and Sarai had given any indication that they knew who the next descendant or the crown would go to.
I think he probably still thought it would be Luther. I don't think he ever thought it would be. I don't think he knew Diem existed.
Yeah, because she's
he did have that cognizant moment when he woke up and was like, "They've finally come for me, daughter of the forgotten."
Yeah.
And I don't think that was Mother Lumnos at that point. I think it was him.
Mother Lumnos, or maybe he knew something was coming for him, kind of like they all know something's coming for them, but they don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So I'm his biggest fan, and I think it's funny because he's probably in charge of killing thousands, but I easily have forgiven him. But like Henry Vance, it's going to take a lot.
It's the mindset behind the killing, though. When you're doing it to protect and like have as little lost as possible over when you're doing it for revenge and you don't care who gets in your way.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's different. And I am also maybe with you in the King Alter fan club.
Yeah, maybe I'll get like a t-shirt that says King Alter's biggest fan.
What was his?
Uma Thurman.
What
do you say?
I can't remember his mate's name, but I just think that their story should be told. I need it.
A little novella.
Can somebody write that, please?
I find it
Penn.
she'd be the one. We could do fan fiction. I find it funny how Diem is realizing she only partly knew half of her mom. I think she says, I only knew half of her. I want to be like, girl, you only knew 5%
Yeah.
of her.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit that Arlie has not confessed to her daughter.
And she's like, I wonder what my mom would think of Luther. Ooh, you're going to find out. It's not great.
Nope.
Especially when you're finger banging behind a tree.
Oh, it makes me cringe.
It's seriously though.
Makes me cringe.
I hate that scene.
Ugh. Okay. Well, I was gonna say something, but it feels weird to say now.
What are you going to say?
I was just gonna say how it's brought to light again how much children don't realize how separate lives their parents
Oh,
can
yeah.
lead, and how even before Diem was born, there's that whole time when Orlai was a spy
A spy?
in Fortos, like for their army,
Yeah.
the Amarian army, and Diem doesn't know anything about that either.
Right?
I thought she does know because that was technically eventually how she met.
You think
Andre.
Arlai was like forthright with everything that
Yeah, I
she
don't
No.
did?
I don't
No,
think
no, no, no.
she knows that she was a spy. I mean, that's from the get-go, but she does not know anything from that time. I don't even think what's-his-face knew anything. He didn't even ask
No.
her. He's
He
like,
said he refused.
yeah,
or-
you got your secrets, I got mine. I don't need to ask anything else.
When you put somebody up on a pedestal like Diem has done with her mother, have it all come crashing down on you at one time is a lot, especially
Yeah.
when you have now the fate of your kingdom on your shoulders as well.
Probably all of the universe.
Mario.
I don't know why, but I picture the last scene as like a little Girl Scout group sitting around a campfire, and Diem's like, okay, and now we're gonna learn to roast marshmallows.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's funny. And like Taryn's like, can I eat this one?
Yeah.
Can I eat this one? Can I eat this one? What if I try it? Like, don't, Taryn.
Their little like moments together always make me chuckle.
And Luther promises Diem that he will be with her until the very end. But then when he is dying, he totally abandons this.
I get
Just
fed
saying.
up with the promises. This is me first time, maybe not. No, I was it's the promises that really get on my nerves with people, especially if it's the one that you love. Like, how are you going to keep that? Why would you make a promise that you're not sure you can keep?
I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to keep that, but it's not even.
Well, nobody plans to die unless
Well,
you do.
He is planning to die. He
Like,
is
he already
planning to
knows.
die at service for her. But then the second he's like, oh crap, I got hit by some godstone, I'm going to die.
Mhm.
He distances himself from her. And it's just so frustrating. It's just
That's
like
what
two
I'm saying.
chapters later.
The promises, man, I don't like it. It pisses me off. If you make me a promise, you better damn well be able to keep
I
it.
promise
And if
to never
it's-
promise
Thank you.
something to you.
Thank you. Like, I don't know.
Is that breaking
We're-
a promise while I'm promising?
Ooh.
We're in a war where our enemy can kill us. How are you gonna know that you're gonna be by my side? Like, you can say you'll be by my side as long as you're allowed to be, for sure.
Especially as fragile as she gets with those. She's still like, it took her so long to trust Luther. It took her so long to realize that he was truly helping her and on her side and truly wanted her to be supportive of her. Any little thing that she can find that shows the opposite, she's going to fester. Like, it's going to open up that wound all over again. And so when we see that coming with Luther and his wound, it just bothers me because it's like, dude, you knew.
Yeah, I don't like the way he handles it whatsoever, and I'm sure I'll hate it again.
Oh, I'm gonna hate it again. That promise
gonna be
already
frustration.
brought it out in me.
Don't make Jenna a promise. Adriana,
Don't make a
we will
promise.
not do that.
Nope.
I mean, you can promise to get
Nope.
me like a hot dog at the gas station.
What if
But what
the
if I
gas
don't?
station burns down?
Yeah, what if
All
they're
right,
out?
never mind. No
And
promises.
I have to come up with a second option. What was that place you took me to? That's like Buc-ee's, but not.
But not. What is it called? The gas station, Jenna. We went to.
Wally's.
Wally's.
Wally.
Oh my gosh! Now I want to go back.
That hot dog was so
That
With
hot
the
dog
pickles?
was good. Yes.
and jalapenos.
Yes.
Chapter 13. Sitting around the campfire, the four eat and tell stories. Taryn's favorite, Diem's failed attempt to sail back home, which Taryn finds hilarious, but Luther finds as a sign from a higher power. They catch Diem up on the news since she's been captured. No one knows the Arboros Queen's fate or even Diem's, although the people are told Diem was at home resting from the bedlam of her coronation. She tells them about the rebel group taking over the island, which they had been told differently. Violence has increased everywhere. Diem also tells them of the descended man that had been seen helping the Guardians. Alix and Taryn look hurt at the idea of a descended would help the Guardians. So Diem is like, this is not the time to mention mine involvement. Diem asks about Lumnos, and they tell her not much has changed since people are still scared shitless from her show of power at the challenging. But Fortos did send extra soldiers. Fortos did that with all of the realms, but it appears with Lumnos he sent the most. This is causing Alix and Luther to be suspicious of Regent Remus. They don't know what he's up to, but he's definitely up to something. Diem asks about Aemon. Taryn spits on the ground, and I think that about sums up his thoughts. Diem tries to pry and mentions she knows sibling relationships can be hard, but Taryn doesn't want to hear it. Regent Remus and Aemon belong on a pyre. Alix interrupts to emphasize that Aemon has not helped them, but he has also not stopped them either. Aemon, the ever-growing question mark. Diem then asks if Teller knows about her mother. He knows that she is alive and about her arrest and nothing more. Diem feels awful that Teller has been through so much, but Taryn and Luther remind her of how strong he is. Maybe she should listen to them and stop keeping secrets? Taking all of this information in and hearing Taryn refer to her as the woman Luther loves, she realizes she completely missed that she can feel Luther's aura. Luther's magic is back, or rather, a tiny piece of it is. But just as it was there, it is gone. Impossible! But Alix admits to feeling her magic the night before, and Taryn says he even felt it for a second when they crossed the borders. Luther is pissed Taryn didn't tell him, but Taryn is like, dude, you were distraught and distracted with that dumb compass. Compass? What compass? Well, before Luther can kill Taryn, Alix takes him away for Luther and Diem to talk. Luther then begins to tell Diem how he found her, including but not limited to the fact that he even asked Henry on how to get to her when he caught up to him on the island. Henry is the worst. He ends the story with showing her the compass that leads to your heart's greatest desire, the compass that is pointing right towards Diem, Luther's heart's greatest desire. Diem realizes it was never Henry. It was never going to be Henry. No shit.
Oh.
Luther and Diem kiss, but it's interrupted by the snap of a twig. Thinking it's Taryn or Alix coming back, they call out, but then they hear more footsteps. It's Vance, and he has black-tipped spears aimed right at Taryn's neck.
Fuck Vance.
Amen, amen, amen. Last bet on his character. And we'll never talk about it again.
Oh, I love this. I want to talk about it. I was so excited when it was brought up in the chapters. I was like, we get to say something about Aemon again, and I'm going to say exactly the same thing I've said
Aemon.
every freaking episode. Aemon.
That there's more to it?
Yes. Yep. I think he's going to be instrumental. No, I think he's going to be instrumental in like how they play the good and the bad side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be very useful.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
I definitely think he's got both sides to him, but selfishly, I don't think we see why he is the way he is in that regard. I think we just get little pieces and we see the disconnect between him and Taryn.
I think that Throne of Glass spoiler, I'll put a marker when we're done talking about it. I think it's going to be kind of something like with Dorian and his dad that it's when Taryn realizes that Aemon isn't so bad, Aemon's going to be dead.
Yeah.
Or die.
He's going to die. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
That's
you're right.
why she was crying. It's for Aemon.
It's for Aemon. Aemon dies.
Because
you're not
how
going to like
many of
my
us,
later theories.
No,
how
don't.
many of us are going to cry when Henry dies? How many?
Not a tear will be shed.
Not in this
Unless
room.
it's of happiness.
Honestly, if Luther would have killed him right there in that boat, we would have been,
I would have been like, oh,
thank God.
one less guardian to worry about. Okay,
Yeah.
why is magic coming back?
In like spurts and sputters almost. Like it's trying, but it keeps getting like cut.
Because they're not fortifying the stone?
That was a good thought. That's not what I thought.
Oh, what'd you think?
Because how Diem inherits the other crowns, and she's in
The
the land of
borders are broken.
Arboros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one thing, though, that what you said just a second ago, maybe it was you that said it. That's one thing that would have been also one of my first thoughts when she realized that Vance still has her blood, is what he can do with it other than just getting into the castle.
We will
And
get into that to the next chapter because
Okay.
Vance does say something kind of cluing in on Diem's blood.
yeah.
And I will also say, well, no, that's next chapter too. Why is Luther ashamed of the compass?
The compass.
Why is Luther ashamed of the compass?
I think he's ashamed of the compass because he hasn't told Diem his true feelings.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he has, but he hasn't said, "I love you. I'm not leaving."
It's just
kinda
proof of it.
Yeah.
thing. And then that's undeniable truth that she's what his heart desires the most. And he didn't get to tell her. Taryn ruined the moment, and then
Took that from him.
Yeah.
All I can think about with the compass being brought back up is how the compass is spinning at the end of the book.
Yeah.
Where's Diem? Is she in the other world?
It's like in the Disney Pocahontas movie.
Oh,
I don't remember what happens.
Huh?
Isn't Grandmother Willow a
Where
part
the
of that?
spinning
Yeah.
compass and then the wind.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. I thought it
Okay.
got canceled.
That's why I think he was ashamed of the compass, because he hadn't got to bring it up and tell her.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a confirmation of obviously how we all know how he feels, but I think they need to sit down and be like, okay, can you accept how I feel? Not this is how I feel and I will put my feelings aside because I will be whatever you need me to be.
Yeah.
Which is I think what he's done so far.
Okay, in a fun way. So no serious answers. I don't want to hear about your loved ones. What would your compass what would your compass point to right now?
Well, can I do my pup dog? My little pup dog,
Foxy?
Foxy.
Oh.
I
Is
just
it because
wanna
we were talking about
snuggle her.
Foxy?
Yeah, I just want to
Hopefully you don't die with her around. That's all I'm going to say.
Gosh.
Did that ruin the moment?
Okay, no. The haichu that I
Oh my gosh, these darn high chews.
recently discovered,
Which flavor?
it's sherbet.
Mm.
Rainbow sherbet.
Herbert.
It's rainbow first. So I was
Rainbow sherbet.
Rainbow sherbet. Rainbow sherbet haichus, I'm telling you, are the best thing. And I want to try the
Not
rainbow
sponsored.
sherbet Alani. I haven't got to try it yet. And I
You
want
got
to
to
try
get
it.
it.
I've heard that one's good. I haven't tried that Alani one either.
Anyway, that's me.
Adriana?
To my heart's deepest desires. Is that what the question was?
Mm-hmm. Just in this moment.
Honestly, in this moment, it would point me to Yoko's because I have been craving some goddamn Yoko's.
What do you want from Yoko's?
I want.
It's a
goddamn
sushi place for
sushi.
those listening.
Yeah, I want some sushi.
What's your roll?
I'm boring. I just get the I think it's-
California?
No, I think it's either the California or the Philly roll.
There's nothing
What? That's classic.
Yeah,
I
it's like a
everybody
classic
likes that.
intro
I-
into it.
All right.
Yeah, I need some sushi with some dynamite sauce or yum yum, whatever they call it there. The spicy mayo.
Yeah,
What would your heart's desire point to?
food sounds good now too.
Which one?
I don't.
Yours is
Soup?
ramen.
Yeah, I was supposed to say ramen.
No,
Some kind
the
of noodle soup.
specific. What was the
Tonkin soup.
Yeah.
If I could have a private jet, I would just fly to Seattle and go get some ramen. Because I've still never had ramen better than in Seattle.
What's your
No.
favorite spot in Seattle that you
Dambo.
get ramen?
Dambo ramen.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the best. Close second, Samurai Noodle, which is actually a chain. It's in the most random places ever. It's in Seattle, New York City, a random location in Utah, and I think one in Texas.
The
We should
girl's
do an air-
serious about her ramen,
Yeah.
guys.
Well, because sometimes I when I'm in a different state, whether it even be North Dakota, I'm like, what if? What if they have a location here?
We need a girls' trip in the future that we plan an Airbnb for, and we need to either do Seattle or New York or both, but whatever. Those are two different times.
We can do coast to coast trip.
Yeah.
There is Tulsa Airport just opened up one-way flights to Seattle.
On Alaska Airlines, let's go.
Mm,
Alaska,
mm,
I love you. Sorry I had to quit you. But yeah, that's great that they added that now that I don't live there.
Seattle and Sacramento, I think.
Was it Sacramento or San Diego?
Oh, maybe it's San Diego.
It
San
means
Diego,
a
whale's
whale's
vagina.
vagina.
That's Anchorman,
Scholars
not us.
have maintained that the translation was lost long ago.
Burgundy.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, she said his first words.
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
You ate a whole wheel of cheese? I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
God, that burrito was good, but it was filling.
It works 70% of the time, 100% of the time. All right,
To
chapter.
be honest with you, that smells like straight gasoline.
It's in the nose. Really gets up there.
Singed the nostrils.
I killed a man. Yeah, we've been meaning to talk to you about that. You're going to want to find a cousin and lay low for a while.
Lay low.
Okay, chapter 14. I'll tag the movie in the comments.
If you guys
Has anyone seen Anchorman?
haven't seen that, I don't know where you've been.
Chapter 14. Vance is here. Cabs are here. I don't know why, but when I wrote that, I just pictured Jersey Shore. Vance is here.
Cabs are here.
He's here with some guardians, and he's mad. Like, really mad. I mean, he
Livid?
does have a little singed arm.
Shrivelly little arm
Oof.
flapping behind his
He just
madness.
smells like burnt popcorn walking by.
Just a
He
little
has-
Brivered snack already toasted.
Yum, 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 yum. He has Taryn, but where is Alix? We don't know. Vance asks Luther and Diem to separate and throw out their weapons. Diem doesn't waste time throwing jabs at Vance as Luther starts to throw weapons on the ground. And I meant verbal jabs, not physical jabs there. But not before Diem sneaks a dagger into Luther's pants. Vance insists they separate. It's like literally in his back belt buckle.
I know, but it's like sneaking a dagger into his pants like he didn't already have one. That was a sexual joke.
Oh, okay. His pee-pee is his dagger.
Yes.
Don't know if you're going to kill Vance with that. Maybe. Vance insists they separate again.
It could be done.
It could be. I don't know. I don't know how he wields it. I don't know the ins and outs. Vance insists they separate again, but Luther isn't having it. Vance says he'll gut Taryn if they don't, and Luther seems to be open to taking the risk since Vance and his minions will have to get through both of them to get to Diem anyways. But Diem, of course, is not open to the idea of Taryn getting gutted, so she offers to do whatever to make sure no one gets hurt. Vance, in his usual fashion, starts being gross and talking about Diem and Luther and mortal women spreading their legs for descended man. Henry thought better of Diem, but I guess he was wrong. Vance says, love can be such a deceitful thing. Who hurt you, Vance?
Oh my gosh, that's what I thought too. I was like,
Yeah.
when are we getting Vance's story?
He was in love with a
It's
descended
Arlie.
woman.
He was in love with Arlie, and she never chose him.
Could
Just
be.
kidding.
We'll find out next book. Vance continues his talk of wanting mortals to rule the land again, no matter the cost. Diem reminds him that she wants to help the mortals too. After all, she was involved with the Guardians. A look of hurt crosses Taryn's face. Vance was like, help, you sabotaged any chance you could get. Diem says, well, I don't believe in spilling blood just to spill blood. Setting Vance right up to be like, even the mortals' blood you spilled back at camp? Diem flinches. Oh, and to make matters worse, the dead mortal's brother is next to Vance, and seems he is not happy his brother is dead as he stabs Taryn with the Godstone spear. Vance makes it clear that he wants Diem alive because her blood is so precious, but Taryn and Luther dead. Let the fighting begin. Luther demands Diem runs, but she doesn't until an invisible force pulls her. But not any invisible force, Alix. Diem wants to run back and help when Guardians spot them, so they take off. Alix, running way faster than the Guardians, gets Diem to the beaches of Igneos, and trust Alix, the mortals won't be following. Alix and Diem painfully wait for any signs of the boys. As they do, Alix offers a prayer to the gods and then mutters something about not having a sacrifice. Diem hears this and asks about it. Apparently, each time they pray for something, they offer a tiny bit of their power. Diem is shocked by this since Descended are territorial about their power, but Alix assures her basically the old saying that God gives his hardest battles to his strongest warriors. Diem laughs that Luther must be the most devoted then. After a while, they see Taryn and Luther emerge from the forest. Luther in seemingly a state of shock, and Taryn talking about, well, at least I had to go at the hands of immortals. But Diem is determined to save him and offers up kind of false hope Before she was a queen, she was a healer, so maybe she can fix this? While getting away, we witness why the mortals won't cross the border as one burst into flames after stepping into Igneos. I guess they are safe. For now. Dun dun dun. Why is Vance so gross?
Do you
The
think that
definition of it.
he had all the vials of blood on him when he got hit by the wyvern fire, and that's why he didn't die, and that's why he knows her blood's precious?
Huh.
What now?
I said since he had all the vials of Dean's blood on him
Mhm.
when he got hit by the wyvern fire, did that like save his life? Because the wyvern fire can't hurt the blood.
Maybe.
Is that why he thinks her blood's so precious?
I did not even think about that. That's cool.
I think he probably knows something like Arlie shared with him or something. There's something that he knows is why he's collecting
But
it.
Diem's not, she's special. No other crown has had the same like blood effect. They would know they could heal Godstone wounds with any crown's blood.
What about healing the Godstones? What? What does that have to do with anything?
Isn't that how they finally cure Luther?
Yeah.
Is with her blood, right?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with Vance?
He just knows that her blood is precious.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that he had to witness something happening with her blood.
I think he has a hunch about something. I don't know, but with Sarai coming down and burning him, he was already running away, and if he would have ran away earlier, he would have been completely fine. But since he was delayed, it was kind of explained that that's why he got hurt. But I mean, maybe
No,
the
I
blood
know-
protected him.
I know he was going to get hurt either way because he was being stubborn and didn't want to
Yeah,
run.
he's willing to
I'm
die.
just saying, like, when he fell, like, maybe that's why he knows her blood's
Yeah.
precious.
He knows something. I don't know how he knows it or what he knows, but he knows something. Because there has to be a reason why he wants her blood. There just has to be. Beyond trying to get through the castle because he
Yeah,
already has that blood.
Well, I don't think that that's even what he's talking about anymore. I think they found a new thing for it.
Yeah.
Luther!
This is where Luther gets hurt.
Ugh!
And I believe that is why he is in a state of shock.
Yep.
Reading it the first time, you're like, oh, he's so worried about Taryn. But really, he's like,
Yeah.
damn, this is it. This is the end.
I'm gonna fucking die.
Can't wait to break my promise to Diem.
I just
The one I
promised.
just made.
I
yeah.
just
Yeah.
made this promise. And then they joke about how they give the strongest warriors the hardest tasks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go.
Well,
We're going to up the ante a little bit.
I also wonder if Alik's talking about, like, Diem's like, well, what about me, who's never offered up anything to the gods as a sacrifice? And Alik's just kind of knowingly looks away and is like, well, then maybe you need, like, a really great sacrifice. I'm thinking, is that foreshadowing that Diem is going to be the ultimate sacrifice to the gods?
I mean, I knew you were going to say that. When you said wait till my future thing, it's also been kind of hinted at that the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what even, what's the lady who knows a lot? Not Montios. Is it Montios?
No,
it's the you.
the sexual
Umbros.
Umbros. The
Yeah.
Umbros queen, I think, has that idea.
Yeah. Well, that's my fan theory, is that conversation with the leaks is very much foreshadowing that Diem is going to have to make the ultimate sacrifice to the gods because it's her. And
No.
Mhm.
I just have for fan theories blood listed because I don't really pay attention to the whole blood thing, but Vance collecting it here and then knowing it's Diem's blood that saves Luther. What's her blood? What's in it?
What's her blood?
What's the deal with the
though?
blood?
I think that she's special, but that's all I got.
Okay.
I don't know anything else. I do think there is something there.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it yet. I need more.
I'm
And
gonna
maybe-
Book 4.
Maybe we'll pick up more clues as we reread.
Yeah, I think we will. Well, but real
Then-
quick, since we might lose the camera, I want to jump into the spotlight. There's a new interview for Onyx Storm with Rebecca Yaros and Fantasy Fangirls where I haven't listened to it yet, but I've seen little clips and our old TikToks of our like theories on Onyx Storm is like getting likes again. So people are definitely looking into the fan theories. And so if you haven't checked it out, you should. I don't have any more information because I haven't checked it out yet.
Well,
but
you
it's
could
out
also go watch our whole discussion.
on Onyx Storm.
So Since we're on the third book of Heat, we are now going to be doing a fundraiser for one of the foundations that Penn Cole gives to and promotes regularly. It's Races, and it's out of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily's going to tell you what they do because I can't.
Well, they help immigrant families with legal fees to become citizens of the United States. So I think it is probably the best time to be raising funds for such an awesome foundation. So if you want to learn more, check out the link in the summary of this episode, either in YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you're listening.
Now let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Next episode, we will be going over chapters 15 through 21 of Heat. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. Tune in every Friday on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts for a new episode of
Book Thoughts.